Hey guys, today on Matt and Jess Life, fuel smell in a 99 Subaru Forester. Okay, I had a friend call. She's complaining about gasoline smell in her car. So the first thing we're gonna check is that it has a gas cap. Okay, well, she definitely has a gas cap, but we inspected it and there's a lot of cracking on the O-ring.
Yeah, so the cracks are right there.
Pretty much all the way around it. And so we got a new one. All right, and so while we're replacing the fuel cap, we're also gonna put some UV dye detect in there, just to make sure we don't miss anything. You wanna be extra careful not to spill any of this to get a false reading. All right.
And so the false reading would come from spills on the outside of this. Under the UV light it would show up as a leak, but that would just be from the spill, not an actual leak.
All right, we're gonna take a quick test drive so that we can get that dye throughout the whole system. All right, we are back from our test drive, and a couple things we're gonna look at. We're gonna essentially, with our UV light, go from where the fuel pump comes through to our fuel filter down into the fuel rail, and then there's a couple other places that we wanna check, especially each of our injectors. We wanna inspect them really well. Fuel is a solvent, and so one of the things that you may be looking for is if you have an area where it is cleaner around, if it's cleaner in one spot than others, then that could be a sign that there's fuel leaking there because of the way it would clean it off as it drips. So you want to just check all these areas really closely, and specifically we have found some UV detect, and ours is directly underneath our fuel filter. Very obvious and noticeable. Here is our new fuel filter. It's clearly marked in and out. In comes from the fuel pump, out is toward the fuel rail. It's 2 hose clamps. This is one of those things you want to do in a well-ventilated area away from open flames. Not to do while blowing out birthday candles. I like to keep a rag handy so that when it comes off, if there's any fuel that comes out, I don't have to smell it. This leak definitely answers why my friend is smelling gasoline in the cab when she has her heater on, and it especially talks to why when she's at a stoplight she's smelling that. It's not as strong of a smell when she's driving, but when she stops and those fumes have the ability to kind of build up and the heater's on, it's just filling her cab. So I don't know what we have, so I don't know what's next. The UV detect costs us $8, and then the pen and goggles, about $20. These we get to reuse. Only the UV detect will we need to purchase again on another project. And then the fuel filter is gonna run you between $10 and $30. So something simple like this can actually save you a lot of money from just taking your car in and having somebody else do it for you. A couple of things we wanted to add: if you don't want to get gasoline all over your workspace, you can let the pressure down first. You do that by disconnecting the fuel pump relay and then start the car and let it run until it dies. To repressurize your system, you're going to plug that relay back in, turn the car to start, and then start up the car, and it should start up just fine. We got the old one out. We cleaned the space really well. We wanted to make sure there's no UV dye left behind. Got the new one installed, repressurized the system, took the car for a test drive, and now we want to take a look and make sure there aren't any other leaks we missed, any new leaks, just make sure it's a clean system.
looks pretty good.
Looks clean. Thanks for watching today. If you have any specific Subaru questions, comment. We would love to answer those for you if we can. If you've liked what you've seen today, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, check back with us later and see what we're doing.